Are you serious, guys? Are you serious? Are you serious? I mean, I got to say that again because this is extremely serious. To be honest with you, it's totally unexpected. Um, and if I didn't forget to put my links together again. Now what do I got? Do I have a... and I got a window open somewhere. Oh, okay. Well, it is a very serious matter here, so let me tell you about it. Look, Dr. Fauci has come down very ill with West Nile virus. This is very serious. Dr. Anthony Fauci has been hospitalized. He's been in the hospital 6 days, and that was kind of kept quiet. Of course, he has a right to his privacy. But the good news is he did get sent home. He needs our prayers. He really does, because West Nile is a very dangerous disease. It's a mosquito-borne disease. And Anthony Fauci, public face of the pandemic, was hospitalized for 6 days and has just returned home and is now in recovery. This is a very serious virus. Fauci's 83 years old. According to major media reports, he was hospitalized for 6 days before returning home and is now trying to recover. The nation's top infectious disease official is expected to make a full recovery, hopefully, from this virus, which is most commonly spread through the bite of an infected mosquito, according to the CDC. And so the virus first entered the United States in 1999. It has been the leading cause of mosquito-borne diseases in the nation, according to the CDC. But symptoms include fever, headache, body aches, vomiting, diarrhea, and rash. Although a vast majority, around 80% of the people who contract West Nile's virus, will not experience any symptoms. But obviously that wasn't the case in Dr. Fauci's case. He got very sick and was hospitalized for 6 days. Now, the mosquitoes, normally what happens is a mosquito bites an infected bird, and then that same mosquito ends up biting a person. The CDC, according to the CDC's website, more than 1,800 people were hospitalized with the virus last year. I'm talking about now West Nile's. And 182 of those people died out of the 1,800, which is a little over 10%. Fauci was the former director, of course, of the National Institute of Allergies and Infectious Disease, the NIAID. He was also the leading figure of both for President Trump and President Biden on the response teams during the pandemic. And so he is home and hopefully will recover. He was very contentious. First of all, he was seen everywhere during his time on cable news networks, prime time television, late night shows, podcasts, everywhere. He also is known for that very divisive individual, but he had several sparring confrontations with Senator Rand Paul, a Republican from Kentucky, the senator in committee hearings over the origins of the pandemic, and who funded the National Institute of Health funded and the gain of function research. So we all know this has been a big deal. But again, this article, again, we're saying to pray for Dr. Anthony Fauci and that he make a full recovery. Now, while that's going on, we have another situation with the mosquitoes. So it's West Nile virus for Fauci, but it's called EEE, Eastern Equine Encephalitis. Okay, it's an Eastern Equine Encephalitis. Another mosquito-borne virus. Now, they have almost completely shut down Oxford, Massachusetts. According to reports, Oxford is restricting outdoor activities to protect the residents against a potentially deadly EEE virus, according to the town's top health officials. The move comes after Oxford resident was hospitalized after contracting EEE. Now, according to the reports in Oxford, Mass., the Board of Health voted to recommend that the outdoor events end at 6 p.m. every evening throughout from now to the end of September. And then in October until there's a hard frost, everybody is basically to stay indoors after 5 p.m. Okay? No public activities going on. And so, according to the public health has stressed a move in recommendations mandated. This is not a mandate, but it is a strong recommendation, okay? So everybody needs to follow it accordingly. EEE. They're not going to tell us who that one individual is that got sick, but they are shutting the town down for the next, basically, the next 2.5 months. But that is not mandated, but it is highly recommended. And basically, it's going to pretty well stick. So it's kind of interesting that we have a situation where you have two different I mean think about this. It's really interesting that we have two different situations here where we have an eastern mosquito thing and then a western West Nile virus. We got the eastern thing virus, and we have a western virus. It's just kind of weird. Both of them are spread by mosquitoes, and it just again you just don't understand what's going to happen next. Really, I don't know what's next. Just what is next. It seems like we're constantly running into more and more and more problems. More and more infections or some different types of diseases seem to be spreading. We can't never seem to get away from it. And the irony of it is that we have an East and a West, and then you have somebody as famous as Dr. Fauci then getting sick, which is really strange and almost shocking, basically. So, what we're going to do, pray. And, this is why you need Psalms 91 in your life. Really, it is. You need Psalms 91 in your life because, the Bible tells us no weapon formed against you shall prosper. But that's in Isaiah 54:17. But in Psalms 91, Psalms 91, it talks about no plague shall come nigh your dwelling. In other words, really believe that when you pray. We need to lean on the Lord for divine protection. Let me tell you about bhmd1.com/Paul. That's bhmd1.com/Paul. We've been told our whole lives that wrinkle creams were the easiest way to look younger. But now one doctor says that that's nothing but old news. According to Dr. John Lakey, the world-renowned Beverly Hills beauty expert, most wrinkle fixes on the market are nothing but glorified moisturizers. They hardly make a dent on your appearance, and some can even be harmful to your skin. Recently, Dr. John Lakey has focused his attention away from the mainstream cosmetic practices. Why? So that he can pursue a revolutionary anti-aging breakthrough, one that some experts say could empty the wallets of the cosmetic industry. It's almost like Photoshop for your face. You may even be mad after you see how easy it is to visibly erase those wrinkles, guys. Something I don't want a part of. His personal clients have dubbed his new do-it-yourself technique the age rewinder method because it takes years, even decades, off the appearance in under 2 minutes. In light of this amazing breakthrough, Dr. John Lakey has released a step-by-step video. It's on the link right below this video. You can click on it. It's free. It's uninterrupted. It's for the public. You really need take a look at this. And if this helps just one person get looking younger and feeling more confident, Dr. John Lakey said he'll be thrilled. This thing's been seen over 3 million times. It's gone viral. People are very happy, and he really wants to break it down for you. So go to BHMD1. That's BHMD1.com/Paul. And you'll be glad you did. All right? All right. Well, so anyway, that's what we got going on right now. It's I didn't even want. Now we know that there's 2 hurricanes, basically 1 hurricane and 1 tropical storm headed directly at Hawaii. Tropical storm Honi is honing in on Hawaii and will hit just barely nick the Big Island south of it in the next 36 hours, bringing almost Category 1 hurricane winds. And then right behind that is a Category 3 hurricane, and that is the Hurricane Gilma that's on the way, okay? So, and then behind that is another one. I don't think that one has a name yet, but all of them are on a direct path headed right toward Hawaii. Plus, they had a 4.7 earthquake 3 days ago, and also they're very concerned that a volcano could erupt. There's been some rumbling and seismic activity there. Also, there's the concern of raging wildfires again, because the islands of Hawaii are extremely dry right now. So as these hurricanes come by, if they don't bring water and dump on the islands and give them some relief with some rain, instead, the high winds could fan the flames of another massive wildfire. So this is very concerning, okay? It's like the apocalypse is trying to converge on Hawaii right now. But we're praying for everybody and why we believe that everything's going to work out. But I'm just saying, it's Home, H-O-M-E, sorry, Homie. That's how they say it, okay? And it's on its way. So pray for Hawaii. Like I said, 1, 2, possible 3 hurricanes. Meanwhile, earthquakes, also rumblings at a volcano, and there's concern always. It's even drier this year than it was 2 years ago when, was it 2 years ago or was it last year, Heidi, that the wildfires was in Hawaii? I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. But the reports are it's drier now than it was then. And here's what happens. If a hurricane misses and all they get is the wind, it could fan the flames and start another massive wildfire situation. And this is already being discussed. So a lot of prayer going out there. And so keep your eyes open, guys, as things are happening all over the world. Wow. The world's still spinning over this Robert F. Kennedy Jr. announcement, which I found to be just incredible. And you talk about throwing cold water on the Democratic National Convention, the momentum that Harris thought she'd have coming out of that is just the cold waters fall all over that, because this incredible move by Robert R.F. K. Jr. Kennedy's move is to leave his name on about 50 states that are either going to go red or blue, already determined, but take his name off the ballot in about 10 states that are in play. And he's telling everybody in those 10 states, go vote for Trump. And if his 5% in each of those 10 states, if only 3%, in other words, if 60% of those people, if 3 out of 5 decide to go do it, it would pretty well put Trump over the top. Unless some reason there would be some incredible amount of mail-in ballots that nobody wasn't anticipating. So it's going to be really interesting. I mean, we're just going to have to keep an eye on this whole thing. It's getting crazy. It's getting crazy. Guys, I'll be back with more current world events and how they relate to biblical prophecy. Again, pray for Oxford, Mass, as they have a EEE high alert situation. And then also remember Dr. Fauci, who is sick with West Nile virus. We'll be back with more right here on the coming apocalypse.